10. Austin A40, Somerset, 1952, Austin Motor Company. The Austin A40 Somerset arrived in 1952 as a stylish family car designed for a changing Britain. It featured a smooth, rounded body inspired by American automotive designs of the period. Under the bonnet was a 1.2-liter engine that focused on reliability and easy driving rather than high performance. Many buyers liked the Somerset because it was comfortable, affordable, and practical. Its spacious interior made it popular with families, while its simple engineering made maintenance easier. However, as the decade progressed, newer designs quickly made it look old-fashioned. The A40 Somerset was an important step in Austin's history, but today it is often forgotten.
9. Morris Minor Series 2, 1952, Morris Motors. The Morris Minor is one of Britain's most recognizable classic cars, but the early Series 2 version is often overlooked. Introduced in 1952, it featured a 918cc engine and a charming, compact design. The car was created for everyday British drivers who wanted affordable and reliable transport. People loved its friendly appearance, easy handling, and economical running costs. It became a familiar sight on British roads. Although later versions became more famous, the Series 2 played an important role in establishing the Minor as a national favourite. It proved that a small car could still have personality. 8. Vauxhall Velox EIPV, 1951, Vauxhall Motors. The Vauxhall Velox was designed as a larger executive car for customers looking for comfort and performance. The EIPV model introduced in 1951 featured a 6-cylinder engine and elegant styling. It offered a smooth driving experience and a spacious interior. Many professionals and business owners appreciated its luxury feel. The Velox was one of Britain's attempts to compete with larger European and American cars. However, stronger competition and changing customer preferences caused it to lose attention. Despite its qualities, the Velox became one of the forgotten luxury cars of the era. 7. Triumph, Mayflower, 1950, Triumph Motor Company. The Triumph Mayflower was one of the most unusual British luxury cars of the early 1950s. It was designed as a small premium car, offering luxury features in a compact package. The Mayflower had a distinctive razor-edge body design and a 1.2-liter engine. Its elegant styling attracted attention, especially among buyers who wanted something different. Inside, it offered a more luxurious experience than many small cars of the time. However, its complicated design and limited performance affected sales. The Mayflower was a bold idea that arrived before the market was ready for it. 6. Rover P4, 1950s Rover. The Rover P4 was one of Britain's most respected luxury cars during the 1950s. Known as the Auntie Rover, it represented traditional British elegance. The car featured smooth 6-cylinder engines, a comfortable interior, and high-quality construction. Owners appreciated its quiet ride and refined character. It was often chosen by professionals and successful families. However, compared with sportier competitors, the P4 looked conservative. While many examples survived, the early versions are often forgotten compared with later Rover models. The P4 showed a different kind of luxury, one based on comfort rather than speed. 5. Standard Vanguard Phase Y, 1950, Standard Triumph. The Standard Vanguard was introduced after World War II as a modern family and executive car. The Phase 1 model featured a 2.1-liter engine and styling influenced by American cars. It offered plenty of space, strong performance, and comfortable long-distance driving. Many families and businesses appreciated its practicality. It became popular as a reliable everyday vehicle. However, later versions received more attention, causing the original Phase 1 to disappear from memory. The Vanguard was an important part of Britain's post-war automotive recovery. 4. Jaguar Mark VII, 1951, Jaguar. The Jaguar Mark VII was one of the most glamorous British luxury cars of the 1950s. Introduced in 1951, it featured a powerful 3.4-liter 6-cylinder engine and elegant styling. The car quickly became associated with wealth, success, and prestige. Drivers loved its luxurious interior, smooth performance, and impressive road presence. It was also successful in motorsport, proving that luxury and performance could exist together. While the Mark VII remains respected today, many people forget how important it was in establishing Jaguar's worldwide reputation. It helped define British luxury motoring. 3. Austin Healey 100, 1953. Austin Healey. The Austin Healey 100 became one of Britain's most famous sports cars. Introduced in 1953, it combined Austin engineering with Donald Healey's sports car vision. It used a 2.6-litre engine and lightweight construction to deliver exciting performance. Drivers loved its beautiful shape, open-top design, and enjoyable handling. It became popular internationally and helped establish Britain as a producer of affordable sports cars. Although remembered today by enthusiasts, the early models are sometimes overshadowed by later versions. The Austin Healey 100 deserves recognition as one of the decade's most important British sports cars. 2. Bristol 401, 1948 to 1953. Bristol cars. Although introduced before the 1950s, the Bristol 401 remained an important luxury car during the early part of the decade. It represented some of the finest craftsmanship in British automotive history. The car featured aerodynamic styling, a high-quality interior, and a BMW-derived six-cylinder engine. Bristol buyers valued exclusivity and attention to detail. It was never a mass-market vehicle. Instead, it was created for customers who wanted something rare and sophisticated. Because of its limited production, the Bristol 401 became one of Britain's most forgotten luxury automobiles. 1. Jensen. Interceptor prototype. Early Jensen cars, 1950s, Jensen Motors. At number 1 is Jensen's early luxury car development during the 1950s. Before the famous Jensen Interceptor of later years, Jensen Motors was already creating impressive hand-built British automobiles. Their early models featured elegant designs, powerful engines, and handcrafted interiors. They were built for customers who wanted something exclusive and different from mainstream luxury cars. The attention to detail was exceptional. However, limited production, high costs, and a small customer base prevented Jensen from becoming a major competitor. Many believe these early Jensen cars deserved much more recognition. They represented everything special about British craftsmanship, individuality, elegance, and engineering ambition. Sadly, they remained hidden gems rather than worldwide icons. The 1950s was a fascinating chapter in British automotive history. It was a decade of rebuilding, innovation, and dreams of a brighter future. These cars represented more than transportation. They represented craftsmanship, pride, and the changing lifestyle of post-war Britain. Some became famous, others disappeared. But every one of these forgotten cars tells an important story. They remind us that automotive history is not only about the biggest successes. Sometimes, the most interesting stories belong to the cars that were overlooked. Because even forgotten machines can leave a lasting legacy. And that is what makes the classic British cars of the 1950s truly special.